Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to Game 3 for CrossRoads GT, and this is a modified media engagement, and it's modified because we did it incorrectly. Because if you know media engagement, it's the one that goes across the battlefield, it's the diagonal one, but somebody sets their entire army up, and then the other opponent's supposed to set their army up, and then the second person can roll, and on a 6 they win the initiative. And there are no reserves in this, so that's another modification, but we just did every other unit kind of like you do for a regular pitch battle. So that's the only thing. I don't think it makes much of a difference, but we'll check that out. You let me know what you guys think. I was anticipating playing some Empire. There were 8 players, so there was a good chance I was going to play one, and I'm playing against a Light Council. And just like the consensus, I'm feeling a win here. I am. Polcat thinks I'm going to get a draw. Lenimert thinks I've got a loss here, but you know what? It's the Light Council Empire list. Once you see it, I'm feeling it. I think this is a pretty good game. But we'll see how it goes. And for Lords, we've got an Art Collector with the War Altar, all that fun stuff. We got a level 4 Battle Wizard with Scroll and some other things. We've got, for Heroes, a Battle Wizard, level 2. We've got a Captain of the Empire, BSB. There's some items here and about, nothing too important. We are running a Master Engineer also. For Core, we've got Halberdiers, which is interesting. We got a unit of Brick of Halberdiers. We've got a small unit of Skirmishing Archers. We have Knights of the Inner Circle. You can see them out on the left flank. 2 cannons, a Hellblaster volley gun, and a steam tank. And my units you already know, hopefully, but deployment is so. And I'm okay with deployment. I think I'm in a good position. The steam tank might be a little bit of an issue, but the hell pits, if I can just run them forward and get them into combat, we should be golden. I mean, there is some extra distance in between us because meeting engagement allows you to, deploy all funky, but I try to get up as close as possible. But like I said before, we took turns deploying. If he deployed his entire army like that, I might have had some other counters to that, maybe more slaves over to the right so they can block up the hell pit, who knows. But we ended up doing 1 unit at a time and then rolling off. For spells, I'm running Scorch, Wither, Plague, Vermintide, and Curse of the Horned Rat. Now, I made an error here. I think I rolled up Cloud of Corruption, if I remember correctly, and I swapped it out for something else, which was a huge mistake because with Empire having a few different skirmishing units and the steam tank with high armor and the cannons and stuff, I should have kept that spell. I'm pretty sure I swapped it out. I don't know why. It's game 3. Maybe I had a lot to drink, but it was a terrible decision, and that could have changed the game drastically in killing off his stuff a bit quicker. Empire will take first turn, which, if we did seize the initiative thing, I think I would have been screwed more because my army is go and fight, where if he actually placed second and hid in another corner inconvenient to me and then went ahead and took the initiative, or I would have had a hard time getting to him successfully. But anyway, we have Empire turn 1. I do pop the Storm Banner. The Storm Banner should be my saving grace, allowing me to get to my opponent a little bit more successfully without losing my big toys. You can see here there's really no movement. We just have the archers hanging out on top of that hill. We were at the end. We were at the last table, so the terrain's a little funky. But, just standard deployment there with the great swords. Whatever. They're just chilling. Only thing we really see happen is the knights move up a bit, steam tank pivots around, and then the war altar is chilling out the back. But shooting must not have been too scary because my guys are all alive still. So this is Skaven turn 1. I move up as quickly as possible with the Bonebreaker and Storm Vermin. The Hell Pits veer off to the left a bit. I want to be able to take out those knights and then get them into combat. And then once they're done with the knights, head on into the Great Swords, go after the Art Collector and the War Altar. So I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, the only thing is a steam tank. The slaves are a little bit farther behind, so I got to get them in as quickly as possible so they can get in the way. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. So we go into Empire turn 2, nothing too crazy with magic to mention so far. He gets a charge onto the Hell Pit Abomination, which I'm fine with. I do turn the Hell Pit around so that he can move the guys in. But you know what? I got regen. I should have a decent combat here. The tank moves up a little bit, and the cannon moves too. The cannon makes a 4-inch move because at this point I've moved all my toys out of the way. I think that's why I had them banked so far left. This way there were less cannon shots, and well, now he's got a line of shot again, but a cannon doesn't shoot this turn, which is always wonderful. The Storm Banner, I believe, is down now in his turn, though. So this is his movement. The Great Swords move up just a bit. War Altar even further over to the left. There's some steam points chilling out on the steam tank. And that's it, really. So the Hellblaster Volley Gun and the cannon are going to have open shots on that single hell pit right now. And with that being said, between the Hellblaster Volley Gun, the cannon, and the steam tank, he goes down. And he does not come back, unfortunately. And to make matters worse, in combat I take 2 wounds and only kill 3 knights. I forget what he rolled up here, but obviously it wasn't that good. More often than not, I've seen the Hellpits wreck Demigryphs and Inner Circle Knights just based on the high strength and or the effect where you get no armor save. I've dealt with hero busts of these guys, and it's D3 wounds, no armor save, whatever. But anyway, I end up failing my Leadership 8 test, and another error, he's outside of BSB range, so I screwed this up royally. So he breaks. And the Inner Circle Knights make a little bit of an overrun here through the forest. Nobody takes a dangerous terrain test and dies. So it just went from me feeling very good to, oh shit, I'm going to lose this game. And that's what happens when the Hell Pits go down. And it's, you know, my army, you got to kill the Hell Pits or, you know, you're dead. The funny thing is, though, with the Inner Circle Knight charge, he didn't think he was going to do that well either. But that's the kind of charge and risk you have to take when dealing with Hell Pit Abominations. Just go in and hope for the best. And I lost my Leadership 8 test, and I'm out of BSB range. So he got exactly what he needed to in order to really get ahead in this battle. So escape in turn 2, I get panicky as shit. And what do? I decide, oh my god, the safest place for me is in combat. Let me go fight that steam tank. And I make a successful charge onto it, and you know, my other units move up, rat darts to the bottom, kind of get in the way of the knights. And I'm thinking, okay, my heroes have done fairly well so far. I kind of, I guess, overlook the fact that they do well when they're fighting characters, because they have the anti-hero sword and all that other crap. So, I mean, I've got a handful of attacks here at -3 armor, which is good, but I mean, foreshadowing to combat, he makes every fucking armor save that he needs, and it's just a problem, and I get stuck fighting here longer than I anticipated with the 2 Bonebreaker heroes, but it is what it is. Curse of the Horn Rat gets off in Magic Phase and pretty much destroys, you know, 3/4 of that Greatsword unit, so I'm happy about that. But going back to this picture, this is the point when I realized, oh shit, I can Cloud of Corruption all of his crap. His War Machines will drop. And then looking at my cards, I realized, shit, why did I drop it? I mean, I could really have ran in the slaves up against these great swords and then ran in my Gracier and just Cloud of Corruption everything. I mean, bringing down those War Machines would have been huge, and dealing some wounds to the steam tank would have been very important, but that's not the case. So here, we move into Empire turn 3. The Knights are going to start clearing off chaff at the bottom. There's a rat pack chilling out. These slaves are moving about. I do not charge the Greatsword unit because slaves suck. And if he doesn't want to charge me, I'm not going to charge him. I'll just kind of protect my Gracier and BSB for the time being. But we're just kind of fighting the steam tank over there. I do a few wounds here and there. I mean, I've got a lot of Strength 5 attacks in that unit with an additional -1 from the Razor Banner. So I have a lot of attacks at -3 armor, but lose the 1, lose the 2, lose the 3. He still has a 4-up, and he saves so many of them. So the steam tank isn't taking as many wounds as I would like it to have. You can see here I kind of wedge in my bunker unit. It's starting to take shots from the Hellblaster Volley Gun. I will have to move around my characters into the future turns. I forget when, but you'll see when that happens. Doom Rocket. A guy is out, and again he overshoots. He would have done a massive amount of damage to that big brick of halberdiers, but he does not do his job. So that's really it for my turn. Oh, one last thing. Right here at the top, I've got rat darts fighting archers. I'm trying to get in there so I can attack that cannon behind him, but we're just kind of playing slap and tickle here. Empire turn 4. The knights are coming around from behind. The pack, whatever, giant rats, they die. The great swords do go ahead and make a charge onto the slaves. I'm okay with that. You'll sit there and grind for a little while. Maybe I'll kill some great swords, but I mean, weapon skill 2, strength 3 against full plate, not really going to happen. And he does get a spell off there. I don't know what card that is, so these guys are buffed. Oh, looks like we're going to Skaven turn 4. Looks like Gutter Runners decide to show up, and they're going to do enough shots to... Well, no, they don't, actually. They go to sling this character that's still sitting here. This is the level 4 caster, and he's got no armor, nothing to be afraid about, no ward save or whatever. And between poison and actual hits, I don't kill him, so he's going to be able to run away. During Magic, I get Plague off successfully onto this unit, and he pulls off more than half of them, which is pretty awesome. So this unit's in a position of getting messed up if I can somehow get out of combat with the Steam Tank and go scoop up the points and kill some War Machines, but, you know, gotta kill the Steam Tank first. The Plague does not bounce, so it kind of just sticks where it is. Into Empire turn 5. The Inner Circle Knights go on to the bunker unit. The Grey Seer is out of there, thankfully, but the slaves do pop the turn previous. Still fighting the damn tank. At the top right, my Rat Dart dies. The Gutter Runners are trying to kill that hero on the top there, but like I said, that failed, so that hero is going to move into a unit this turn. Great Swords go ahead and pivot towards the bunker unit. This way the slaves cannot see them, because at this point there's only 6 or 7 of them left. So in his turn I'm able to kill the friggin' Steam Tank, so in Skaven turn 5 I'm able to make the charge here onto the archers. He gets them in the way, this way I can't get to the halberdiers too quickly and easily. So I'm not sure if we ran out of time or I ran the turns incorrectly, but this is where the game ends. I don't get to fight the halberdiers. The Gutter Runners, I guess, die to either magic, maybe like a Shem's Burning Gaze or whatever the magic missile is. Down on the bottom right, I don't lose the bunker. I'm steadfast. I actually kill a couple of his Inner Circle Knights, which is great. The BSB did end up dying in that unit, but I'm surprised the Inner Circle Knights did that poorly towards the end. But I never get to fight the halberdiers, which really sucks. If there was an extra turn, I might have been able to get to them and do some damage. But there's still a lot of War Machines and heroes on the battlefield, and I don't know. It could have been a very good game, but once everything was shot down, I ran into some issues. I had that error with swapping out the wrong spell, and going into the combat with the Steam Tank. Not sure if that was a good idea or not. If I did avoid the Steam Tank, my heroes would have been shot by cannons anyway, so maybe getting them in there allowed me to lose less. I think I ended up walking away with like 6 or 7 points this game. It was still a pretty significant loss, but I didn't get tabled. And my opponent gave me 2 out of 3 sportsmanship score. I was able to see that on his sheet. I'm not quite sure why. I'm usually a pretty friendly player. Maybe I looked pissed off because, of course, no one likes losing. But I mean, I could see getting a crappy score if I had won or demolished him. But obviously, I had a struggle here in this game. But Land of Burt was the only one that was correct here. I lost this game. And it looked pretty promising to you guys and to me that I was going to get a solid victory here just based on numbers in this list. This Empire list was a little funky. Oh, Matt S., his streak's done. So sorry about that, Matt S. But anyway, back to this list. I wasn't afraid of this list. The Steam Tank was a pain in the ass no matter how I dealt with it, whether it was a Hell Pit or, I mean, I don't have lightning cannons in this list. But it just wasn't scary. But he played well. He played a good, clean game. He took the chances he had to with his magic and with his charge with the Inner Circle Knight. And it yielded him a victory. So congratulations to my opponent here. So that is Game 3 of CrossRoads. I got tabled Game 1. Table 2, I got a minor victory. And then Game 3 here, I got a sizable loss here, but not a tabling. So that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Questions, comments, or ideas, please post below, and I'll see you in the next one.